Not a lot of people, even in our district, know what goes on or how to refer or what we have, services we have to offer.
They just think, oh, it's like a bad kid school, and it's like, no, these kids are not bad. They're very good. They just need some more support. And so it's very cool to be able to educate them in what we do, because I think at that point it does change the reputation in their minds.
In my eyes, I mean, it's the highest need students in Spokane. I mean, they don't really choose to come here. They're referred because they need extra support.
And this is the last stop. You can't get in enough trouble to ever get kicked out of here forever. We're going to keep working, keep working, keep working.
Good behavior is the only way out the door. And so, you know, some kids have been really like, and then they kind of get it.
We're the top of the pyramid, and so the mentality of the people I work with is, well, this didn't work, what do we do next?
Our mission is really to try and help our kids learn skills so they can go back to their neighborhood school.
You know, and not feel like they've separated, so to speak, from everyone else.
And that's really gratifying to see when our kids can learn the skills that they need to learn and go back.
And we're really fortunate in Spokane Public Schools that they emphasize, they support these students, and so they give them what they need, and that's a small environment where there's heavy emphasis on relationships.
We're a school, and then we're a licensed mental health facility at the same time, so we have to live in both worlds.
And I think what's unique about it is that it's the community they've developed with the teachers, so the collaborative working relationships, and the level of depth that they've learned in terms of working in the school system, and they've adapted and learned how to work with these really high-risk kids. That's a unique set of skills.
What makes this place so special is how much people want to be here and don't look at it as just a job.
And they chose to be here. They could work anywhere else. It's a big district. They could work in other environments, in other classrooms, but they choose to be here and they choose to stay here, and they're really committed on problem solving and working with complex students.
These kids that come to our building, that come with their challenges and with their behaviors, they need good teachers too.
This is where I wanted to be. I think you really get to work with some really neat kids that do have a lot of challenges, and there is a lot of baggage, but I think you see a lot of growth.
I get to see the vulnerable part of these kids. I get to see the pain and the hurt. I get to hear about all the horrendous things that have happened to them. And then when you do see the huge anger outbursts, you go, oh, I know exactly where that's coming from.
A lot of these students, they have stories, and sometimes some of them are harder than others. And for some, it just takes a little longer to work through some of that stuff that they've had to swim through, you know.
And yet they still come to school every day, and they want to learn, and they want to overcome, and they want to grow. So we don't serve the bad kids. We have great kids, and they've just had tough situations, and they need more people to support them.
I love the fact that in spite of all the challenges they've had in their lives, that they're still resilient, they still laugh, there's still a genuine part of them that you can reach and touch and help them develop. Just trying to make these kids believe that they can do it. I think that's what we want to all do here, is give them those skills that it's not necessarily master this, pass this test. It's, do you have the perseverance? Do you have what it takes to make it in the world out there? And it's tough.
Unfortunately, many of the kids that come here have had some bad experiences, whether they're at home or at other schools, or just in life in general. And to see kids that come in that get that we care and that we're really here for them, it's been really neat to see them change and evolve and grow.
You know, I keep every single drawing any kid's ever given to me, and it's up just because it's like, okay, here's something you gave to someone and it mattered.
They have so many adults coming in and out of their lives, and so for us as a staff to show that we're committed and that we're strong and that we care about them, and having that firmness with them as well, that you have these boundaries and you have these kind of expectations.
I think the kids need a combination of someone with high expectations, but also kind of that welcoming arms to, you know, we're so glad you're here and what do you need and how can we help you?
A lot of our kids have PTSD. They've had a lot of trauma in their life.
So you have to approach them with that mindset and kind of embrace them and try to empower them to see their own potential. And I think it takes time because relationships aren't an easy thing for these students.
When they're blowing out and they're acting up and they're taking it out on us, the staff, I know that they're just acting out. And they really just consider us like a safer place. They can say those things and they know that they can come back and they can repair that.
Even though they can be challenging at times, they're so funny and they really do need and enjoy a stable adult's presence.
So in the beginning it's rocky, kids act out a lot more, but once they kind of get that school's going to be safe and the adults here they can trust, then you see them progressing, which has also helped a lot with the academics.
They have more purpose for growing as a human being when they can have high expectations with academics. So I really see them coupled together. We want our students to do really well behaviorally, because that's why they're here, but they're learners, they're students, and we want them to grow academically as well.
If they can see that they can be successful in their academics, then that would be able to help change and, in a sense, kind of dissipate some of that behavior.
That is the immeasurable growth that we see when they just feel better about themselves and they want to be here and they want to do things for themselves because they know they can.
You can't measure their growth from a standardized test. Their growth comes from being able to calm themselves down when they're in a stressful situation. Their growth comes from being able to manage themselves in the classroom.
And then some of the kids come from really extreme situations, and to see them grow is, it's amazing, but someone from the outside coming in might look at that kid and say, well, he still has these behaviors, he's still, very needy, and he still needs these supports. But they're not there to witness the, his day-to-day growth of how he's actually improved dramatically.
I know I've had kids that I've had for years and I'm like, okay, on paper, I haven't done anything for this kid. His grades are still the same, his IEP levels are still the same. But, he knows adults care about them. He cares about himself, and he has made shifts and changes.
We believe that to serve more complex students that we have to work together. We have to work as a team.
I like being a part of a team and having many different people to kind of help support not only the kids but also to support each other.
They function as a well-oiled team, and that's no small accomplishment.
We all work together and we encourage each other when we're having a tough time and we can see it.
I can't make it without the support I get from the therapists, from the instructional aides, from our secretary.
If I need counsel from somebody, it's not hard to find somebody. I can go to the office staff, the administrative staff, teachers, IAs, even people in different programs. It's pretty cool.
I think you only can work here if it's like a mission. It's to be here and work with these kids.
What keeps bringing me back is the students and the success that I have seen.
We've had quite a few kids graduate that I think would have really struggled to otherwise. So,
if they're here, they haven't given up yet. There's still some hope.
We've had a social worker for the state, and so she has students from the west side and the east side, and she said, well, good luck with this kid. He has never had success anywhere in all the schools he's been at across the state, and he found success here.
Because it really is a place where growth and change really happens, and I don't know what we would do without this place. I don't know what these kids would do without this place, so having this place is a true blessing, and it's an honor to be a part of this team.